Hello to my loved ones all around the world. How are you today? This is your boy, the writer, G.A. Wilson, coming live and direct, full effect. You know me, how I get down. Baby, I go in all the time. Watch this. I'm about to get it. Yeah, y'all. I know many of you asking, how did I become a writer? Well, I'm assuming that's the question you asking, and I'm going to give you the answers to the question. How I became a writer, first of all, I had a love for this. You got to have a love for it. Um, and basically, what I did, I had picked up a composition book and started writing my feelings on paper. When I went to school, they had called it like when you just write whatever's on your mind, they call it a diary. But when you start to pick like topics, it become a journal. So for people that don't know this, like when you start writing your thoughts, your feelings on paper, is somewhat a diary. But when you start picking like subjects, topics, and things of that nature, it's like a journal. So diary, journal is somewhat the same, but when you get in that journal category, that's when you really basically putting your words into action, structuring it, trying to find a subject. That's basically what it is. You're trying to find a subject and grab a hold on it until the end. Into the beginning to the end, and that's what it is. Basically, when you write in a composition, you picking up a subject and write it and go ahead and write it. Um, I just had a desire for it. I wasn't trying to like saying when I grow up I want to become a writer. No, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just like I would say taking chances and basically taking a risk. Maybe I would say just doing something that I never thought will become something. That's the best way I can put it. I wasn't trying to become a writer. I just know that I just enjoy this type of thing, writing my thoughts on paper, and basically that's mainly what it was all to me. Just writing my thoughts on paper. I wasn't trying to become something. It was just basically just doing it just to be doing something. That's how I felt when I was younger. Just doing something just to be doing something. It didn't become something until later on during the years when I was in my 20s, maybe 26 years old, when I really wanted to do something with this writing thing. But I had started when I was 16, just writing whatever's on my mind, writing journals, diaries, and poetries and things of that nature. You know, um, got to be influenced. My biggest influence of writing was music, and still up to this day, music is still like my biggest inspiration of writing. I don't know how to really say this without people thinking that I want to become a songwriter or I want to become a singer in that category, but I cannot explain it. But all I can say, when I was younger, what inspired me to write every day or every other day was music, and still up to this day, music still inspire me, and I give so much love to the artists who make type of music, who produce music and sing it or rap it. It highly inspired me, and still up to this day, I just can't live without it. It really helps me to structure myself to write. So music was highly my influence, my inspiration in the beginning, but afterwards later on, when I start to begin to read books, because I wasn't reading in the beginning. All I was doing was just writing whatever's on my mind, whatever I felt. But I knew for me to become better in what I do, I had to pick up a book. So later on, when I was in my, what, 20, maybe 22, 23, that's when I started finding a genre. That's what you're doing, trying to find a genre and to help you to figure out which category you want to be in. So my genre was fictional writing. That's what I picked, and that's what touched me. That's what helped me. That's what make me wanted to say, oh, I think I want to do this. So my genre was fiction. Maybe to you it probably be different, but for me, my genre was fiction, and people I look up to. A good friend, well, not good, a good friend in my mind, but she was the first person I look up to. Uh, Tijuana T.J. Butler. I don't know if she's still writing or whatever, but she was the first one that really took it by storm. That made me feel that I can do this. Big ups to Tawana T.J. Butler. If you're still writing or is still alive, baby, I thank you so much. You the one that helped me to really figure out that I wanted to put a book together, a manuscript, and also helped me wanted to pick the category of fictional writing. So big ups to you, Tijuana T.J. Butler. Thank you. And then afterwards, it came Eric Jerome Dickey, really, when he had his interview and how it was an interview, he was asking him how he became a writer and what drawn him to write books. And he gave his honest answer, I believe, and I listened to that interview over and over again until it put something in my heart to go and write a manuscript. So those two thank yous to those people, Tijuana T.J. Butler and Eric Jerome Dickey. I thank you so much. You want to help me to pick fictional writing as a category that I wanted to do. Thank you. Many people think you got to go to school for this. I actually didn't go to school for creative writing or any type of writing at all, English or anything like that. All I did was the biggest thing for me to learn how to structure everything was TV with closed captions, because I put a period, um, a question mark, exclamation mark, but the closed caption would help you how to really put a sentence together and really go by how a person really talks. Not go by how a person talks, but you see how it's written in grammar. So closed caption on TV was my biggest thing in the beginning. It's still up to this day. I still look up the closed captions because the people who write it, they write it in the right format of English in English, how it's done in English in school. So big ups when it was first invented. I know closed captions for people that cannot hear, but to me, it really helped me to structure my sentences in writing or in a manuscript or in anything I written online. It really helped me. Also, too, what helped me was just picking up a book and seeing how it's just reading and see how it's really structured too. It's picking up a book, and that's what helped me too. Because in a book, it's mainly, supposed to be written formally correctly. I'm not gonna say all the books are written formally correctly, because you gotta have editors to look over your work and make sure everything's done correctly. Many people don't do that who write books. I guess they try to do it themselves, but it's really good to get a professional editor to look over your work. And many people that does it, they the one had helped me to really understand how to really write it down on paper or on the computer or in my memo. Really had helped me. So I didn't. You don't have to go to school for this. Even when I was listening to audio book from Janet Ivanovich. She had written a book on how to write, and she herself said it was a really good book. I think it was the best book I had read about how to write. She was saying that no, you basically don't have to go to school for this, but you do have to know how. Not for sure you don't know how to do the right format, because like I said, you get editors to do all that for you. But it depends on which category, like I said, which category or genre you're trying to write for. Fictional, and that's a little bit different from just a little bit different from non-fictional, because the format for non-fictional, you definitely gonna be on top of your grammar, your format of writing, writing style. But for fictional, it's a little bit different. But still, though, you, like I say, you're gonna have to have editors to really help you picking a category, a genre, and you go from there. And like I say, I picked a category of fictional, but it's so much stuff that you can pick from for being a writer. So much stuff you can pick from, and many people think there's a couple categories to pick from to be a writer. You know, do it in newspapers. You can write for commercials on radio or TV. You can write for movies, screenplay, or just write come up with the story of the movie. Write for shows, teleprompters for shows and newscasts. The list goes on and on with what you can do with what you can do with writing. So much you can do. But as I say, what I had picked and what touched my heart and what continued uh, making me go forward is fictional writing. I have the choice to do any other type of writing, and I do choose different types of writing to write on. But what I want to make money in is fictional writing. That's why I'm going forward, and I hope everything goes well, because the manuscript is written and I'm just ready to get the book together. I thank you, loved ones, for tuning in, listening to the writer G.A. Wilson had to say, and I hope I help you the best way I can about how I became a writer and how you can become a writer if you want to. If you feel like you want to go for that, I encourage you wholeheartedly to do it. But the first thing you have to do, you got to have a passion for it. You got to have a desire for it. You got to feel good about it and don't give a damn about the money in the beginning. That's the best way I can put it to you. Fuck the money at the beginning. Just go for it and have the desire. Have this in your heart that I love this shit. That's the best way I can put it to you guys. And then you figure out, I'm ready to make this money. That's how I did it. So loved ones, take care of yourself. I love you with all my heart. You do you if you want to become a writer. Do it. Peace and blessings.